What's going on, guys? In this video, I'm going to show you how Martin Garrix made his new track called Alive. Here's a preview of my remix. So all the sounds and FLP are available for free download below, so go check that out. So even if this is not your type of genre you want to make, I still recommend that you watch the entire video because there are a lot of useful mixing tips and certain techniques you can use for any of your songs. And also, if you have not checked out my new pack for Brazilian bass or slap house, check that out. And now let's dive into the project. So I'll start off by talking about this lead intro sound, which I didn't remake the whole intro, but I still wanted to make that sound, and it sounds like this. And the one he used seemed more like a trumpet or horn style, but the one I made kind of resembles it. So it's these two basic CJW saw waves, one octave up, two octaves up. Nothing crazy going on. I have some pulse width modulation there. Nothing crazy going on. But the main thing in this is this horn sample I used, and it sounds like this. It's a sample of an old analog synth that I found in some pack, and then I put it up in here, and then I also layered it with these. So we're really filling out every frequency of the spectrum. And then on the effects, I just have some dimension, chorus, EQ, some basic stuff. Externally, as you can hear, it's pounded with a lot of reverb, and then also some EQ rolling off the lows and the highs. Next is the bass line, which sounds like this. It's a real dirty saw wave, and I'll show you how I made it. So all it is it's this layer, and also I have a sub layer underneath of it. So I'll talk about this first layer first, and by itself it sounds like this. So it's just this DS saw and tri wave, 3 voices of unison, a little bit of detune, and then also 2 octaves down on both. And then I also have this saw wave in the second oscillator, just 1 voice of unison and no detune, obviously no detune. And then the most important part of this sound, in my opinion, is this LFO modulating the fine pitch. And this is making it really like squiggly. There's a word for it. I don't know what it is, but it's doing that. And if you want to do this yourself, I'll do it real quick. So it's really simple to do and really effective. So grab your LFO here. Click BPM off, and then drag your rate to, I like doing it around 10 or 11, do whatever you want. And then drag it on your fine, and then gradually hold down the note, and then pull it down till you like it. And then we can extend on this by going to the aux source in the matrix, and then press on or click macro, and then now you can mix it in whenever you like. And so the effects in the bass, I have some hyper dimension here, doing a little bit of widening, some hard clip distortion, chorus, some compression. So this is what it sounds like without the compression. This is with. So I'm really just bringing out those like mid, like thick frequencies. And then without the filter, it sounds like this. And then we're just taking those high ones out again. And I'm also automating the cutoff when these extra notes come in right here. Externally on that bass, I have a Camel Crusher. I have this Pro Q just doing a little bit of mixing, taking out those mids, and also just dipping out the mid highs because it got a little aggressive when that filter opened up. And then also a low cut here, just so the sub can have its own spot. And speaking of the sub, this is what it sounds like. Really huge sub bass. It's this dist sub thing from the digital section, and then I also have a saw wave and the sub oscillator, and then I'm just using a standard sine right here. And the cool thing about this is using the band 24, And if you link that to your keyboard, it'll follow the note it's played. Then effects on it, I have distortion, soft clip distortion, compression, and then just filtering out the highs. So the next layer is that second bass layer that comes in that's playing a few different notes than the normal bass. So if we compare this bass, the notes played in that bass, to the main bass, you can see that they are different. Now, this gives it a cool tonality, and this is what Martin Garrix did in the track. And the sound itself is pretty simple as well. So this is what it sounds like again. And with the other bass, it sounds like this. So this sound is just a saw wave and the basic CJW saw wave. This one has nothing going on here except I'm doing the LFO trick on the fine tune again. This one is just 6 voices of unison with a little bit of detune. And then in the effects, I just have some hard clip distortion right here. And then externally, I just have an EQ here, just boosting a little bit of the mids right here and just cutting out the sub. And then one thing I forgot to mention on both of the synths, I have mono and legato checked in the portamento at around 11 o'clock. So make sure you do that because that makes it so you can do like this. And also on this sound, I have an envelope shaping the cutoff of the sound. And I also have the resonance up. So I'll play it to you without the resonance. Just giving it a little more character. So next is the Pluck sound, and that sounds like this. So this is just a saw wave, and then also that basic CJW wave again. This has 9 voices of unison, and then a little bit of detune, and this has 6 with some detune as well. And what I'm doing here is making it really punchy. So I'm using envelope 3 here. Then what you can do after that is make all the sustain go away, put it all the way down, put the decay back a little bit to around, I like around 30. Do whatever you'd like. And then after that, drag it into the coarse pitch. So drag it up here and then drag it into the other coarse pitch of the other wavetable. And then after that, it gets you a really clicky sound. So I'll show you what it's doing. Making it really clicky, that little initial hit. And then to make it a little clickier, I also have an envelope on the bright white noise level right here. There's no effects in the serum effects section, and just in the normal effects in FL Studio, low cutting, and then some reverb, and that is all. I also have these white noise hits right here that just pan from left and right. So that's it for all the synths, and now I'll get into the drums. So for the drums, I didn't do any processing on the bus in general, so I have them all linked to this drum bus right here. And then after that, just some rides, and then some shakers, and then a clap, and nothing crazy going on here. And then finally, I added these effects right here. The first one is a breath. And then this tonal uplifter and riser thing. And then also this reverse crash. So that is it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. When I used to watch these videos back in the day, when I wouldn't make this kind of song back in the day. This isn't what I really liked. But you can always pick up on a few things that you will subconsciously use in your own production. So I think that's why it's important to watch tutorials on all types of songs. So don't be afraid to do that. And that's it, guys. I will see you in the next video, and thank you so much for watching.